Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's garden video. I'm going to jump right in here and get to the stuff that I was accomplishing this week. As anyone who ever has grown potatoes know, if you put them in the ground, they find a way to stay there forever, in perpetuity. In any case, a lot of my potatoes that I missed last year were growing up and starting, and little teeny tiny potatoes, such as this little tiny size of a pea, can actually start a new plant. So I spend a bunch of time digging them out. That's my little pile there, and I will fry them up and eat them soon, but I'll probably be digging more out throughout the year as needed. I also decided to I was kind of looking at my pots that I had around, and I decided to take a mint that I had in a ceramic pot that was not doing well and put it in the ground, but mint spreads, as everybody knows. So I thought I would take it and I would put it in a plastic pot and just submerge that pot in the ground, and here you see it there. We're going to give that a try, see how it does. I don't need a ton of mint, but it's nice to have it growing, and I don't want it to spread, so an experiment for this year. And you also saw that it was right next to my raspberries. This is something that, oh my gosh, so I've been watching a couple videos, not purposefully, but of how to prune grapes, and because I just kind of get up there and whack them back and just hope for the best. And there really is a method. Anyone who owns grapes and who tries to prune them for fruit knows there is a specific method for pruning them. One, it's aggressive, and two, you want certain offshoots growing a certain way. So although I am not doing that this year, I'm not getting them to officially pruned grapes. I'm trying to get them to a much better state where they're more like a pruned grape. So this is kind of the after shot. You didn't see the before. There's a bunch of little, vines going everywhere. But I think I'm in much better shape this year to potentially move them towards like a formal grown grape, even though it won't be up against a wall or anything. So we'll see. I also found, actually, I had another piece of leftover fencing, and these bean stalks, if you will, these little things that I hold beans up, they're just leftover fence, cutting. I don't know why I have these pieces that are, 8 feet long of fence that has been cut back, but I'm using them to grow beans. I've done it for years. I separated them out this year and kind of made sails, and I had a third piece just kind of left over, so I thought, why don't I make a third sail for my beans? So I found another T-post, put it in the ground, took some wire, attached this fencing to the new post, and so I've now got 3 upright pole bean places to grow this year. And then here you see me, I filmed this. It's kind of silly filming this kind of stuff, I think, but my greenhouse had kind of gotten out of control a little bit. There was, I say greenhouse, it's really just a potting shed, but everything was all over the countertops. There was dirt everywhere. Nothing was organized. So I just spent some time this week, because we had really nice weather, and went out there and just tidied everything up, wiped off all the dirt from the tops of the counters there. Here you see this will end up being my drip irrigation for the beds. I just need to get that project done sometime soon. You see all my leftover pots and some dirt, and you see kind of my potting stuff that I use there, my little starting kit, and there's some space for some new soil. So I'm ready to go there. That's really all that happened this week in the garden, but I thought this was kind of funny. I was out in the field, and when you're out in the field this time of year, everyone thinks you got food, so they all come running. So I thought I'd just leave you with a little video of the animals coming over to say hi.